Hello everybody, in this video we're going to be talking about running form, what to do, what not to do. Stay tuned. A lot of people talk about how running is a natural thing and that how you run is just how you run and that's your natural running way and that's right. I don't believe that at all. Running is a skill. Almost any other sport, in fact pretty much every other sport has techniques to it and a skill that you have to hone and get better at, and there are principles of good form, and it's the same with running. Your natural running form is actually your habitual running form, and there's no reason why that might be right or optimal. It could be. There are interesting studies done on how shifting someone's form makes them slower in time trials, but I don't like those studies because they don't talk about like a year on when that's ingrained. Anyone that's learnt a skill, like an instrument for example, and has changed their technique, it's a struggle and you're worse for a time because you've got to focus on it. But as you get better at it, it becomes more natural, or habitual is a better word, and then it becomes part of your actual normal technique, and it's easier. Running posture starts with the head. It should be upright, looking ahead or a little bit far in front, but not looking down. That's where you've got to stop doing as you start tiring longer into a run or into a race. You want to keep your head looking up. Shoulders shouldn't be rolled forward, they should be back, but relaxed so that they can move freely. They want to swing with the arms. The hands should be kept loose and open. Don't clench your fist. Any unnecessary tension anywhere is going to be inefficient. It's going to use energy and it's going to tighten you up. You want to be free and loose to run fast. People tense the jaw and the neck, things like that. Try and keep everything in the upper body relaxed, swinging freely. You want to run from the glutes, the most powerful muscle in the body, the most effective one for running fast.
Nice, firm buttocks.
The more glute activation, the better. If you don't know what it's like to activate your glutes, try running upstairs very, very fast, or running uphill or bounding. Also, if you carry something fairly heavy upstairs, that's what it feels like to activate your glutes that push you up, and you want the glutes to be pushing forward. A lot of people pull with their hamstrings and things like that, especially if they're heel striking and landing wrongly. Everything should be pointing forward in quite a tight, thin line. That's why you don't want to flare anything out. You don't want your feet turned outwards or inwards. You want to keep everything in a straight line. It's most efficient. You want to have a slight forward lean, but not from the hips. It should be from your ankles. Another really important point is your cadence. This needs to be quick, light. Imagine you're running on eggshells and you don't want to crush them, or on hot coals. These are great images to think of while you're running. The quicker your cadence is, the more efficient your stride is going to be. It's probably the biggest problem that people have with their running style. They take long, plodding steps, and that's going to give you injuries, it's going to make you slower. So your cadence needs to be quick and light. Should it be a cadence of 180? Well, it depends on the runner. Some people are taller, some people are shorter, but I think anything under 7-minute mile pace should be around 180 beats per minute. That's how many steps you take every minute. It'll of course be less on soft surfaces and if you're running uphill or if you're running at a slower pace, but you should always try and keep it quite high. To know your cadence, running watches are really good. A lot of them will tell you your cadence, like my one. You can also listen to music that is at a certain tempo. So a great track that everyone knows that I like to think of when I'm running is Back in Black by AC/DC, right? So that riff is at around 90 beats per minute. You take 2 steps for every beat of the song, then you're going to be running at about 180 beats per minute. Here I demonstrate terrible running form. We have a slow cadence, serious overstriding, and an aggressive heel strike. This is going to load the knee, hip and back
with unnecessary forces and reduce speed whilst increasing the chance of injury. What we want to do is adopt a soft landing, usually on the mid or forefoot, as seen in this demonstration in minimalist shoes. The tendons and muscles of the foot and lower leg absorb the shock of impact and return energy like a spring to propel the runner forward whilst dissipating the impact forces.
You can't get rid of loading on the body, like the forces that impact you from the ground. You can't change that, okay? But you can change what gets loaded in your body, so you can shift it more away from the joints and the knees and the hips, like when you have a heavy heel strike. You can shift it more to the muscles and the tendons, things that can recover and won't wear out, like cartilage in your joints. You should land just in front of your centre of gravity. A lot of people talk about landing under you. That's impossible. You won't be moving forward. The only way to do that is to be running on the spot. But because you've got that forward momentum, you want to be as close to the centre as possible, but it's always going to be slightly ahead of you. That said, it's a good image, it's a good mental image to avoid overstriding. If you try and keep your feet under you, with that slight forward lean, it almost feels like your feet are landing behind you. That's literally not happening. But it's a good mental cue because it helps you run with better form. Don't worry too much about knee lift and kickback, things like that. They take care of themselves when you're running with good cadence and proper form. In fact, the faster you run, the more exaggerated all of those movements become. And you want to be balanced. If you artificially try to exaggerate any one of those movements, it's going to get you into a problem because you're going to have a very unnatural gait. So work on your running form, recognise that it's a skill that you might not necessarily be doing perfectly. Everyone should always be working on their running form, and it will continually get better. So in summary, run upright, swing your arms, keep everything close together, not tense, but kind of tight, not wasting energy anywhere. Run from your glutes with a quick, light, explosive forefoot or midfoot foot strike and a high cadence, and you'll be running a lot faster and more injury-free.